All right, in this demo, we'll see how Aembit's conditional access works. Now, conditional access for non-human identities is similar to the checks that are done when a user tries to VPN in, and the VPN client checks for things like location and antivirus software. So the first thing we're looking at is the policy. In this demo, I'll be connecting from a Linux VM to Microsoft Graph using a very simple API call without any authentication. To see how the authentication piece works, you can watch one of our other Aembit Vibes videos where I show how we magically inject credentials. Now, what we're looking at here is you'll see three different access conditions. The first one is the time policy. And what I have configured here is Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So normal working hours is the only time that this access condition can be met. The other one that I have is geolocation. I'm based out of California, and I put in a policy that says just allow connections based out of California. So it'll check my public IP address and then look for the location. And as long as I'm not VPN'd somewhere else, it should return a California location. The other one that I have is via an integration. This is using CrowdStrike. And this policy, there's a couple things I have configured. One is, we'll start down here. This one is condition based on when the machine was last seen. And if it wasn't seen in the last 2 weeks, again, we can make this even shorter. We can make this within hours, a day. But if it wasn't seen within the last 2 weeks, it'll fail. And then the other conditions don't have to be checked. But we check all of them just so that we can report back. In terms of the host, the things I'm looking for is the system in reduced functionality mode based on the policy that's on CrowdStrike? And does the host name match? If it passes all three of these conditions, it'll return a positive for this access condition and let us proceed. So now let's make a quick call. In this case, as I mentioned, I'm making a quick call to Microsoft Graph. Again, I don't have any of the authentications in the header because Aembit will inject those using OAuth. So as you can see, it returned back the database of the users, which is exactly what I wanted. Now let's go and look at the logging and reporting. Okay, so this was the call I made from the VM I have installed. It went to Microsoft Graph. Here we can see that the workload was identified. Microsoft Graph was identified. And then we go down to the access conditions. We'll go in the order that I talked about them. So you can see time policy was verified. US California geo was verified. And then the CrowdStrike information was verified. So we have a direct integration with CrowdStrike. If I come over here, you can see this is my machine, a Canaan Ubuntu ARM. You can see that the sensor is operational, so it's using Falcon sensor. It's not in the reduced functionality mode. And then all I did was verify the a Canaan Ubuntu ARM is the host name that I'm using. And if we come back here, a Canaan Ubuntu ARM. And since those conditions were met, the policy in terms of the access conditions, all of it passed and the connection was allowed. All right. Thank you very much.